Greetings everybody and welcome to Madrid Ball. I hope you all are doing good. Real Madrid have picked up 3 points and they managed to go top of the table yesterday, but truth to be told, there were some bumps that Real Madrid had to deal with. Both Casemiro and Mariano ended the game with a bloody nose. It was a game which Real Madrid had to win with all the talent they had, and they did manage to do that, but it certainly wasn't smooth sailing for the Los Blancos. There were some good moments in the game, there were some nervy moments towards the end of the match as well, and Elche did give Real Madrid a good fight. They fought right till the final minute. Maybe had they been a bit better with the finishing, they could have caused Real Madrid some trouble, but as things panned out, in the end, the magical performance of Vinicius Jr. was enough to seal a victory for the Los Blancos, and Carlo Ancelotti would be delighted to see his team back to winning ways. So in this video, we'll do the post-match analysis of Elche versus Real Madrid. We'll break down the important happenings of the game, and without further ado, let's get started. And starting by having a look at the lineup, there was Courtois in goal. In the back four, we had Vasquez, Marcelo, Alaba, and Militao. In the midfield, we had Cruz, Casemiro, and Modric. And in attack, we had Vinicius, Rodrigo, and Mariano. And talking about the lineup, we did say it was a bit difficult to speculate what formation and lineup Ancelotti was going to choose. We have the Champions League game on Wednesday, so there was a good possibility there would be seeing some rotations, and that is exactly what we got. I was a bit surprised to see Mariano getting the nod over Jovic, and Jovic didn't even get a single minute in the game yesterday. But if we are to believe the words of Carlo Ancelotti from the post-match press conference, he said that Luka Jovic was not 100%, and that is the reason why he wasn't given a chance. But if indeed it was the case of an injury, you have to think that Jovic is one of the most unlucky players at the moment. This was one game where Benzema was completely out of the picture, and yet he couldn't manage to make it to the pitch. And if it's not the case of an injury, and rather it's the decision of Ancelotti to leave Jovic on the bench, then you'll have to wonder how long will Real Madrid stay put with Jovic before they finally pull the plug on him. But coming to the performance of Mariano Diaz, I did think the forward had a mixed showing. He had some good moments, played a role in the first goal, but there were also moments where he was left a bit isolated on the pitch. Obviously, we saw him flying like a Superman into the box, and had he scored with that effort, that would have been a goal to marvel. But we can say he had an okay-ish performance. He was getting physical with the defenders, and many of you may have noticed his poor decision making when he didn't pass the ball to Hazard in the final minutes of the game. He had 2 men to take on, and certainly laying off the ball for Hazard would have been the right decision to make. But if we understand the psychology of Mariano, he knew it was one of those days where he got the start for Real Madrid after a very long time. He also knew that after this game he wasn't going to get more opportunities to start or even come close to getting on the pitch. So you can understand, as a footballer, as a player, he wants to show the boss what he can do. He wants to be useful. There was a sense of desperation in the move where he tried to do a bit too much all by himself, and I can understand why he tried to do that. But at the end of the day, you are playing for the team, you are playing for your teammates, you have to make the best decision, you have to make the right pass, and especially when things were getting a bit edgy towards the final minutes, that pass from Mariano to Hazard could have resulted in a goal, and more importantly, that goal could have killed off the game. But anyways, if we talk about the game in general, Real Madrid and Elche played out a pretty even half of football in the first half. Madrid scored a goal early on, but Elche also created some very good chances. Had they put in some better deliveries, they could have really hurt Real Madrid. They came close through a chance where Javier Pastore had laid it on a plate for Lucas Perez inside the box, but Lucas, to his disbelief, scuffed that shot. So overall, both the teams had the moments. Elche were defending with a 4-4-2, and since Rodrigo was taken off early, Madrid were also lacking the penetration through the right. But coming to the man who carried Real Madrid with a scintillating performance, Vinicius Jr. He keeps getting better day by day. The way he's playing, the way he is developing into a top-class attacker is truly a joy to watch. I'm absolutely enjoying the way he's improving as a player, his finishing, his decision-making, his ability to be physical while taking on defenders. All of this is leaving a great impression in the minds of the coach and the Madridistas. And what can we say? Yesterday, it was his responsibility to lead the team in the absence of Benzema. Ancelotti trusted him to get the job done, and Ancelotti must be thrilled to see Vinicius develop into a dependable player. He looks to be enjoying the responsibility, he looks to be enjoying the spotlight, and both the goals that he scored yesterday were top-class finishes. For the first one, it was Elche who had given the possession away. The ball went straight to Casemiro. Casemiro with a one-touch pass picked Mariano out, and credit to Mariano. He took a deft touch to lay the ball into the path of Vinicius. Vinicius had the ball on his weaker foot, but the attacking instincts made him take on the shot. He hit the ball hard enough, he hit it low, the keeper stretched, but Vinicius opened the scoring for the Los Blancos. And if we talk about the second goal, it all started with a line-breaking pass by Toni Kroos. Modric was in advanced position, totally unmarked by any Elche player. He receives the ball, and through the corner of his eyes, he sees Vinicius making a run. He lays off the ball for Vinicius. The run was perfectly timed, and although initially it was looking looking like the defender had forced Vinicius to go away from goal. The defender tried to muscle Vinicius off the ball, and to an extent it was looking like the angle for the shot wasn't that great, but Vinicius was physical in the box. The pace at which he was running was too hot to handle. The keeper tried to close him down, but Vinicius Jr. delicately chips the ball over the keeper into the back of the net. It was brilliant finishing from the Brazilian, and he deserves all the praise that he's getting right now. We know Ancelotti backs him, we know Ancelotti trusts him ahead of a few superstars in the side, and Vinicius is repaying handsomely for all the support that he's receiving from Ancelotti. We also saw that the coach had some good words of praise in the press conference, as he said, "I just put Vinicius in and put my trust in him," which he obviously deserves because he's playing really well and scoring goals. As I've said many times, I'm not a magician. I try to do my best and place the utmost confidence in all the players. He further said Vinicius is playing with confidence right now and everything's coming off for him. He's getting used to playing further inside because he's got the pace to do it. It's one thing to take players on out wide and another to do it in the center of the box. He's learning gradually and he's doing a great job. So you can see Ancelotti is very pleased, and so are we, to see the high-flying Brazilian. He's made a stellar start to this campaign, and let's hope he will keep up the good work throughout the course of the season. But coming to the overall gameplay of Real Madrid, this was another game where we had less control than we would have liked. Especially in the second half, Elche gave Real Madrid a tough time. They came with a desire to put pressure on Madrid. The red card on Raul Guti did tilt things back in Real Madrid's favour, but even towards the end, Elche took on Real Madrid despite being a man down. The Los Blancos were also looking a bit tired towards the end. As we know, Real Madrid only had 2.5 days of rest, so surely they wouldn't have recovered properly to regain the best level. Usually players need 72 hours to recover properly, but as we see, the fixtures have been packed, and at the end of the day, we cannot expect to see the players play at a good tempo for the entire 90 minutes. There would be games where the players would be labouring, especially towards the second half of the season, and let's hope the fatigue doesn't cause more injury problems in the subsequent months. So those were my thoughts from the game, and let's conclude this video by hearing the thoughts of Carlo Ancelotti. He was first asked about what he made of the performance of the team, and Ancelotti responded, "We controlled the game well. In the last moments, everyone thought that the match was over, but it wasn't over until the referee blew the whistle. It wasn't spectacular, but we had a good game. Vinicius scored 2 fantastic goals. It all went well." Then the reporter went on to ask Ancelotti what he gives to the players that makes the players like him so much. The reporter was specifically speaking in the context of the players giving a hug to Ancelotti at the end of the match, and the coach said, "I don't know, you have to ask them. It's my way of being with the players. I appreciate them a lot. I always say that when I send a player to the bench, it's the player I send, not the person. For me, the person is at the top level, and these players are very professional. This is the reason for the success that this team has experienced in recent years." So that concludes the post-match analysis of Elche vs Real Madrid, but as always, the video will be incomplete without the precious thoughts that you people put in the comments below. I do realize that some of you may have missed the game due to the early scheduling, but those of you who did manage to watch the game, let me know, what did you think about the performance of the players? I'll see you soon. Till then, take care, glory to Madrid, and as always, a la Madrid.